Welcome to our deep dive into the biggest global risks for 2025. We're not talking about your standard run-of-the-mill anxieties here, people. This is the big leagues. Today we'll explore the top 10 threats that could shape our world in the coming year. From pandemics to climate change, we're going to unpack it all. So buckle up, grab your anxiety teddy bear, and let's dive right in. 7. Remember that time we all thought we were done with pandemics? Yeah, good times. Turns out declaring victory over a virus is about as effective as trying to reason with a toddler on a sugar rush. The threat of a global pandemic resurgence is about as subtle as a hippo in a bathtub. New variants, vaccine hesitancy, and a global healthcare system that's about as robust as a wet paper bag. It's a recipe for disaster. And let's not forget the knock-on effects: overwhelmed hospitals, economic shutdowns, and the inevitable toilet paper shortage. The good news? We're not starting from scratch. We've got the knowledge, the tools, and hopefully enough collective memory of lockdown to not want to repeat that particular chapter of human history. So, it's a mixed bag. Well, if it isn't the consequences of our actions coming back to haunt us like that one embarrassing photo from high school. Climate change, folks, it's real, it's here, and it's brought along its best friend, extreme weather. We're talking hurricanes with more sequels than a Marvel franchise, wildfires that make California look like a scene from Mad Max, and enough floods to make Noah start building a bigger boat. And the worst part, we're not just talking about a few inconvenient weeks of bad weather. We're talking about mass displacement, food shortages, and a whole host of other problems that make a global pandemic look like a walk in the park. But here's the thing, we can still do something about it. We can invest in renewable energy, reduce our carbon footprint, and maybe, just maybe, convince world leaders that ignoring this problem is about as effective as trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Geopolitics. It's like a giant game of Risk, except the stakes are real, the players are volatile, and nobody seems to understand the rules. From territorial disputes to proxy wars to good old-fashioned power grabs, the world is looking a lot like a high school cafeteria after someone spilled juice on the popular kids' shoes. We've got rising nationalism, crumbling alliances, and enough military build-up to make even the most optimistic observer nervous. Seriously, it's like we're all just sitting on a giant pile of explosives and pretending we're not. Now, I'm not saying that a full-blown global conflict is inevitable, but I am saying that we're living in a world where a misplaced tweet or a misunderstanding at a summit could have catastrophic consequences. So what can we do? We can demand better from